About the wind. Is that us?
Yeah, that's us.
For now.
All right. So, all right, you guys were having so much fun. We had to jump on sooner versus later. Just because looking at G23, C&T, G-Webs. Anyway, all right, so we're really here. Nadia says if we get really close, you can see us. But
get close, Mom. Get
here,
close.
no, come on. We'll show them that it's really we're here, right? All right. So this is my backyard. My daughter decided that we had to do.
We're doing a hot tub stream.
We're doing a hot tub stream. So, and we're wearing bathing suits, even though you can't see us. I just need to announce that officially online. So, all right. Turtle. Yes, yeah. We got a Krabby Turtle. We got a G23. We got 500 Magnum. We got G-Webs, C&T, G23. I think that's everybody. So we're on the phone, so it's really small for me to read all the stuff y'all are saying.
Yeah.
We got 1 minute, and then we'll actually start all official like. But Nadia was laughing so hard.
I was.
Hold on. Where is it? Whose his thing was it? So Mike White said can't make the show. Someone said something about.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. All right. So C&T wins for making Nadia laugh. Because wait, can I show it? I can. Oh, I'm learning how to do this phone thing. Haha, DJ. I'm still old, fat, and ugly. That's about all I can say. So anyway.
Here's C&T.
Oh, and that is the dog.
That's the wolf.
I don't know if you can hear it all the way back there. All right. So I'm going to try to keep up on my itty bitty tiny comments over here. It is officially 9 o'clock. So we're actually going to start. And y'all can tell me, would you prefer to see what little of our backyard, or would you like to just see my little voice and my little picture? Oh, so is DJ there in the hot tub also? Does he stand there next to it in these stations? No. I don't even know where DJ is. Because it's so tiny on the phone. I really
speak. You're here.
It's make women laugh and piss them off. All right, sorry. It helps if I put this in context. So no. Tell me how to.
And now that apparently Brooke has lost signal, we're going to wait a few moments for her to come back into the room. Hope to see her again tonight. Don't know if the roll call was done, but what we got is, let's see, G-Web's making a comment just now. G23 also in the room. Krabby Turtle checking in from the East Coast. Got C&T Designs and Arms is also out there. 500 Magnum in the room early. And who else we got out there? That brings the roll call current for today. Going to go ahead and bring up a couple of banners and some other things going on. See if we can get that going on. Across the bottom of your screen right now, are you in crisis? You can call 800-273-8255. You can also text TALK to 741-741. Locally, you can call 211, and that new 8 system is also in effect.
Yeah. So DJ, did you save it?
Well, you have saved yourself by being able to return. Just had a few moments away while you were grabbing signal. But yeah.
So yes, we're not sitting at the desk because I don't want my desk to get all wet, and we really were just in the hot tub. So there's that. What are you doing?
I don't
Over
know.
here
Well,
in front of the computer. There you go. All right. I'm glad we didn't kill it completely. All right. The student that sits there in that chair is going to be annoyed tomorrow when it's soaking wet.
My bad.
So anyway, yeah. So those of you who know more about stuff, unfortunately, I think I just booted C&T, and because when I was on my phone, I went to add his comment, and instead it said block. So DJ, if you can tell me how to fix that when we're done, we should definitely do that.
Well, CMT is still definitely out there, and I'm sure the apology is well received. No worries.
All right. Well, because like I said, I don't know what blocked actually means. So
it means they can't interact with you at all. They can't reach you.
Well,
you can't reach them.
because he's written since then, so I'm hoping that means it's still okay. Anyway, it is already way off schedule, so let's try this again. Ready?
Sure.
Hi, everyone. Sorry it's late. We're 6 minutes in, so it is Suicide Friends and Saturday. Why?
Because it's important to talk about these things.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because 2 out of every 3 gun deaths you hear about are a suicide, and if we want to save
Mom.
lives,
You did not tell me this before.
I've only said it a million times, but that's okay.
Oh my god.
It's okay. She's 15. She'll be 16 soon.
Not soon enough.
I know. She can't wait to get her driver's license. So anyway, DJ, do you have anything that we should talk about? Nadia's got something she wants to say.
I do.
Well, ladies first, please. Nadia, what do you got?
Okie dokes.
So get close, because someone said we went all robots. So
Hey guys.
get closer.
Simple, short, sweet. Just make sure people know that you care about them. That's about it, honestly. If you think someone's having a rough day, even if they're not having a rough day, just let them know that you actually, care about them, and there's somebody out there that cares.
Like,
even if you don't know them all that well, it's really important to do that.
So, Nadia, what's one of the ways that you use to recognize someone who may need that lift in spirit? Maybe some of your classmates or friends.
Just if they're either uncharacteristically quiet or overly quiet when they usually aren't. If they have a change in behavior or like they're being more mean, being like way over the top, like any sort of change in their demeanor, you might want to like just check in, make sure they're doing okay. Maybe they're feeling down, maybe something's bugging them really bad, so they're like overplaying something rather to try and distract themselves from it, but letting them know that you're there really does make a big difference.
We have a real advantage having, youth in this chat. It isn't always that we have somebody that can give us a young person's perspective. What's something that you think that adults should take into consideration when speaking to teenagers or younger folks than that we kind of just don't get when the stresses of the depression are kind of turning the mood?
A way to do that is to actually, treat them like they know their own emotions and don't be like, oh, you're too young to know what sadness is, or oh, you're too young to know what anger is. Like, treat them as an equal and not as somebody below you, because I see that happen a lot with teachers and parents and even school counselors. They'll be like, oh, they'll downplay the kids' emotions and be like, oh, you're just overreacting, it's the hormones or whatever, which sometimes it kind of is, because it's wild. Hormones are insane and they'll do wacky stuff to your brain. A lot's changing, and you can't just be like, oh, you're overreacting, because that can turn into a really unhealthy mindset for a lot of teens.
And what's one of the ways, and I'll make this the last question directly to you, what's one of the ways that we can make sure that those needs are being met when someone says, oh, I'm fine, don't worry about me?
Ooh, those ones are the tough ones. Holy smokes, I've had so many people that are like, oh, I'm fine, but then I pry at them just a smidgen more. And I'll be like, are you really? And sometimes they'll react with anger. They'll lash out, and then they'll be like, yeah, I've been really having a really tough time, but just usually what works in my situations is that I keep, like, I don't keep, like, nagging them per se, but I keep, like, making sure, I keep checking in on them eventually and making them feel like, you know, I'm somebody that they can safely, you know, confide in. And I won't be like, oh, you're just overreacting, or oh, you're just whatever. Downplay them. I'll actually.
Yeah, that extra application of effort, I think, is always worth it, because certainly better to push somebody to the man, leave me alone right now sort of stage than it is to leave them wondering if you did really care. And in the midst of those darker moments, oftentimes those on the outside are the ones who can really tell us what's going on. We can't always see what it is that's coming our way. What about you, Brooke?
I think that, oh, you want me to come over this way more?
Yes.
All right, sorry. The thing that came to mind is when I did the QPR training, the question, persuade, refer, because the whole idea is to ask people, hey, what's up? How are you feeling? Are you okay? And then persuade them and refer them to somewhere like an ER or a psych unit or whatever they happen to need. And the instructor who taught that class was saying how they had a family member who was in a really bad place, and he tried to talk to her and she wouldn't go to the ER. So he actually called the cops on her and got her committed. Now, she was mad, she was pissed off, she hated him, she was so upset with him until about 2 or 3 years later, when she came around, her situation was better, and she thanked him. And one of the things we talk about that is, like, when she's saying, pry a little bit more, is that you may not have someone who's receptive to actually opening up or giving you more information, but sometimes you do have to make the hard call. If you know someone well enough to know that their behavior is not okay, or I have someone else who's called me in the past on this, because they didn't know what to do, is they had someone else who was just threatening to commit suicide over and over and over and over again. And sometimes you have to be able to tell, is like, okay, is this to get attention or is this real? And with the other person I mentioned, that was definitely more of a boy crying wolf thing. But the problem is you don't necessarily know.
And that's also a thing that should be looked into. If they're threatening to commit suicide to get attention, holy smokes, that's a whole big another issue. That's also a definite yikes, man, go get some help, because that's not, obviously some need is not being met, or something is going on else that's wrong.
So,
and it shouldn't always be like, oh, he's just looking boy cry wolf for attention. That's still a really, really big issue, and it shouldn't be taken all that lightly.
And we do never know what is inside that other person's head. I'm kind of remembering right now an Alfred Tennyson quote, the "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." And it kind of is transforming into my head into "'Tis better to have cared and lost than never to have let someone know that you care." That extended, that hug, that extended hand, the warm heart, and the words of kindness or understanding that we try to offer, you never know. You just never know. So I think I'm always going to err on the side of caution and try to do what it is that I can, or what it is that I'm aware of to do. So, yeah. And Brooke, if you don't mind, I'd like to share something that actually happened in this regard in my experience in the last day or so. Do you mind?
Go for it. Go for it.
So I had a friend who called me in crisis. This person has a problem with alcohol. And kind of like that cry wolf example, I often don't know how much of the depressive, the explanations of depression or sorrow, grief, I don't know how many of those are coming through as the absolute emotions of the time, if they're being influenced by alcohol, if they are a cry for help rather than just that cry. The plaintive wail of somebody's soul being tortured is not something that's easy to hear. And so what I did was I actually had them call the number for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And while they were on the line, I said that I would be
right here scrolling against the bottom.
What?
That'd be it. And that resource was a good one for her. And I'll speak to that a moment as well. While I was preparing to leave the house, I'm at least 20 minutes away, and that's driving the way that I usually do, and that's pretty quickly. I knew that it would be a half an hour before I could be there. And so with the confidence that I was leaving her in the hands of trained individuals, I began my preparations. About 5 minutes, I barely had my socks put on when my phone rang. I did not recognize the number, but I knew that, well, I best answer it. And I did so. There was a woman named May on the other end of the line. She introduced herself and said that she was with my friend and wanted to know if she could add her to the line. So we had a three-way call. We conducted that call, or she conducted that call for about the next 15 to 20 minutes. My friend able to say even more things than she had been able to express to me. And May doing a really good job of just allowing my friend to speak. If I needed to say something, she allowed space for that. So that's one of the things that I want to stop on for a minute, just a moment here. Leaving space for others. Nadia talked about how, it's people will try to be dismissive sometimes of the youth voice. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't had enough experiences to really know what you're feeling. You got to call it giant bullshit on that. You also have to do so on yourself if you're trying to just hand them the tissue, like constantly pushing to make it better. It was breaking my heart to be that distance, knowing that, hey, if I can't get her on the phone when I said I would be leaving the driveway. If I can't get her on the phone, what am I to do? So I'll go back to that phone call. We talked for about another 15 minutes, and as I was grabbing my bag and putting the keys in my pocket, May asked if it was okay if we terminated the call, and would my friend be safe in doing that? And we all agreed. It wasn't 5 minutes down the street I couldn't reach my friend. And so here I was, I had to keep driving. I wanted to stop. I want to pull over. And I don't know why. I just wanted the world to stop, perhaps. And I haven't processed through all this. So, allow me some latitude here. I appreciate it. So I stabbed at the phone again and again and again, trying to get that answer. When it finally came, I was beyond relief. I hadn't realized that it had been miles since I had been able to pay attention, and I was driving recklessly. I was being reckless and dangerous because I was worried about somebody and was not paying attention to my own safety. I'm going to pause again. We need to be able to take care of ourselves before we can take care of others. I might have not been able to be there because of mistakes like that I was making in the moment. So that space you need to give to others, give it to yourself as well. Not only was I helping my friend, May was helping us both. So, I forgot to add this in. Whenever someone is that helpful to me in those moments of crisis, I can't offer them enough praise or thanks. And so while my friend patiently waited and sobbed, I had to give it up to May. I can't imagine what it would be like, and only from my perspective, it's stressful enough to be a person in charge of a line like that, taking calls you know not when, you know not for whom, and in what form of distress or danger. So I gave May her props. She deserved them. A wonderful woman who also, before she let us both go, made sure that my friend was willing to accept a phone call to check in on her. So I think maybe that was one of the things while I get back to the road and on my way up there that I must have had maybe in the back of my mind. Someone else is also on the case. So I pulled into the driveway, and I'm going to skip past all the gritty parts. We might be able to talk about that another time. But I am proud to say that I held vigil through the night. That alcoholic bout did pass. The desire to die did also. And I was able to leave my friend sleeping and in the care of a relative before I left this morning. So, all y'all, you don't know who's going to be the next one to need your help. It's kind of like a be prepared sort of thing. Give yourself the space you need. Keep the heart and your mind as open as you can in those times of stress. And please be careful for all involved. I'm going to pass it back to Brooke. What do you got, Brooke?
That was really good.
Oh, wait.
That was really good advice and such. What?
So, yeah, I mean, what you were saying about driving recklessly and stuff, I'm like, all I can think of is the EMT training, firefighters, police. Like they're trained always, even though those are people we have in our minds that go save people. Scene safety, scene safety, scene safety. Like you just said, it's that make sure you're taken care of first. That's sort of why we do these Saturday night things. I don't even know what day it is at this point. It's been a crazy week. But yeah, it is kind of funny. Unless, of course, you're someone like Clovertack who likes to make toast from his hot tub live, living on the edge. So yes, let's not do that.
No.
Oops, wait a second. Yeah, see, I'm on my regular thing, but I'm standing up, so I don't know how to click and unclick things. But yeah, the taking care of yourself, because the 9 o'clock call to show up on Saturday nights, one of my biggest things is if I can give anyone one thing that will help them, whether it's Nadia's lovely smile, your dulcet tones, DJ, or anything, breath work, etc., we have to learn how to take care of us first. And it is so easy to get into that panic mode of, I have to save the world. And I know you're trying to save your friend, but I don't know the difference between saving a single person versus saving the world. I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same accomplishment. And the challenge with all of that often becomes that if you miss, then someone could be gone. But then you have to remember, if it's a suicide, there wasn't anything more that you could do. So it's super hard, all of it. It's like, yes, you were able to do it. Yes, it all turned out great. But the most important thing is
that you did something.
You did something. And then for people, the most common thing that happens for funerals with suicides is, what could I have done? And everybody does the shoulding all over themselves. I should have done this. I should have done that. So you were in the right place at the right time. You survived. So that's always a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all good. I hope your friend is getting additional follow-up care to work on either the addiction or the mental health stuff, because it's kind of the same thing. So
yeah, can confirm those steps were being made into this afternoon. And after this program, of course, I'll be checking in with my friend again. And so that the title of today's program, Celebrate. Let's talk about the wins. You know, I know that I'm in process with this right now. Absolutely, so is she. But I'm going to count this as a win. You know, the first round at least. We may have to revise for many, many more innings, so to speak.
I'm going to say there's at least 3 wins there with your story.
God, yeah.
At least 3. One, I mean, forgive me if I got this wrong, but she reached out to you in the first place, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 2, you had resources. Oh, what's down here? To send her to. And you got to actually experience firsthand some of the resources that we have here.
Also, you still have a friend.
There's all of that.
What? That's pretty good.
Those are lots of wins.
Well, started out as suggesting 3, and I'll take all 4 of those ladies. Thank you. Thank you for that perspective. And Brooke, I want to let you know, though, you may have seen that Vanessa Kitty is in the room. We're also being joined tonight by Anne Marie B. And that comment up there from Clovertack indicates he is present.
Yeah.
Good crew out there.
Hello, guys.
There's that. And CNT did not actually get booted, even if I hit the button by wrong on my phone.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping that didn't
still
actually
trying
work.
to block him, but then you shut down your phone, and it's like, no, not
because I don't want to do that. So anyway, so I think Nadia should talk about one of her wins.
What did I do?
What did you do?
What do you mean?
Hot tub conversation. All right, hold on. All right, so we're gonna put her front and center. All right. So what did you tell me? What did you do today, this afternoon, looking out your window, listening to?
I was sitting there, I was looking out my window, and I've decided that I have no enemies anymore. And I've decided that people don't need enemies. And nobody actually has enemies. I don't know how that works exactly, but people make enemies. People don't have enemies. People make them.
They make them up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there are some people that are actually out to get it. But
yeah.
In general, we don't actually. But Nadia is working on stoicism.
I am.
And if someone doesn't know what stoicism, how would you explain stoicism? Being a stoic means...
Being a stoic, for me, it means being able to handle many situations with grace and being able to slow it down. Stillness. That's what it is to me.
So she's reading a book.
I'm reading a book for the first time in forever. I don't read books.
And she's liking it. So that's a win for her and for me. So there's that.
I'm a literary master.
My win for today is I just finished a 500 round practice, which is probably my first ever 500 round practice. So that's my win. Now, the whole point of the Celebrate the Wins, we already got to hear DJs. Those of you who are out there, whether it's 500 Magnum, CNT, Vanessa Kitty, I don't know if G23 is still here. G-Webs was on in the beginning, Clover Tack. What wins have you had today?
Tell us, people of the stream.
What wins have you had this week or even this year? Because it can be something really little or something really big. Like, what did I do today? Oh, I got the wasp out of the truck without getting stung.
Woohoo!
Right? That's a little win.
That's a win.
I didn't kill anything, which I hate killing stuff. And I didn't get stung, so that's also a bonus. And the wasp got to go back off to wherever he came from. So that is what I'm thinking. So yes, little tiny wins. You want to celebrate all of them. The other thing I want to kind of invite people to do, and I'm sorry I don't have the link down here, but I will try to put it in the comments. I'm not always good at that. But on Tuesday, I'm going to go watch a Matthew McConaughey, Dean Graziosi, and a bunch of other really cool speakers. Because to me, winning is always feeding something better into our mind than what we already have.
Book.
You're going to put in what your book is?
The book is Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. Must read. Very much must read.
Suggested by
a non-reader.
An
anti-reader.
Yeah.
Anti-literature. Not necessarily. I always say that though.
So yeah, she likes insisting that she doesn't read after she's been reading something.
Shut up.
So wins. It can be little, it can be big. Because here's the thing. What do we do all the time? We beat the heck out of ourselves for what we didn't do. Almost every
I have something to say about that.
Hold on. Cross your fingers. Hold on a second. You can do it. Every student that comes back to me, I always give them homework. And when they come back, I'm like, how'd you do your dry fire? I didn't do enough. They never give themselves credit for what they did do. It was always, I should have done more. So that's kind of why the title here of Celebrate the Wins came from, is we don't do a good job of celebrating anything we do that helps make us a better food choice, a little more water, who knows, a little exercise, all of that. All right, ready, go. You're about to explode.
Also on the thing of people always like being like, oh, I should have done this, should have done that, whatever. I've realized now, and I'm trying to implement it into my thinking more often, that my past mistakes are in the past, and agonizing them over them now is not going to do anything to fix them that happened in the past. You can't do anything about it. And people need to realize that you can't do anything about your mistakes in the past. They're done. It's over. And you don't need to let it weigh on you anymore. I promise. I'm like... So the only thing you can do from now on is just do your best every day, and your best can look different from day to day, and that's all right, you know.
Ooh, did you get that in the book?
No.
Right.
I got that from my little brain cage.
No, the your best can look different every day.
Yes.
That's how you got that. From
my
the
little
book.
brain cage.
Okay. Well, we already said that. We were in the hot tub. You said that to me, so I didn't know. All right, so
this thing is full of knowledge.
I can barely read this, so I don't know if anyone's shared already what the win for the day is.
Tiny dog stayed home without being in his cage.
All right, let's see. So this is the win. All right, G-Webs, and he didn't destroy the house or anything in it. Well, that is awesome.
Moved an entire storage unit. Got to spend a day in the mountains with the wife.
Wait, all right, hold on.
The wife!
Yeah, you gotta slow down. All right, G23, spend a day in the mountains with the wife. Yes, and I do know from talking with G23 in the past, the wife is the soulmate, the spectacular woman that is his forever partner.
That's so cute. That's so cute.
So I know that is a very special thing. Vanessa moved an entire storage unit yourself, packing most everything in the house this week. That just makes me tired reading that. And I've had a big week. All right. Oh my goodness.
Go down.
All right, go down. All right.
Thanks.
Let me see. All right. Sorry, DJ, if you see something sooner than we can find. Let's see. Husband. Oh, there we go. Nessa Kitty. Went to mental health unit at a hospital. I found out he assigned a friend of his medical. Whoa. Okay. I'm not sure that's a win. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. We're trying to go with the win stuff, and I'm not sure if that is.
I do believe that that person receiving care is definitely a win.
Yes, absolutely. But so here's the thing about that, right? When someone cares about you, sometimes they feel like they're doing you a service by not being the person that they go to. It's kind of crazy that way. It's like right now, my daughter and I are dealing with the fact that my mom possibly has early stages dementia.
Yeah. It's a little bit rough.
we're like, okay, this is going to be a challenge in our life going forward, and we kind of have to prepare for that. But I mean, I just don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I can see my husband taking care of me, and yet I can see wishing that I didn't have to put that on him, kind of thing. So
yeah.
Hey, well, we're all over the place. I'm punch. I finally got to Woods. So we got this on the screen from Woods. He wrote a pretty comprehensive IEP, and an IEP in education is an individualized education program, and he works with special students. Yeah, that is not a small task. So good on you, Woods. Good on you.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
And they've had to write those for my son before.
What?
So I know they take a while. Other wins. Let's see. Lost 5 pounds this week. I'm good with that.
Went to the gym.
Went to the gym. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. These two girls in front of you right
here. These girlies getting these games or whatever.
5 a.m. this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because this one wants to be a volleyball superstar.
5 in the a.m.
Yeah. So there's that.
Look at me.
Look at you.
3, 2, 1.
So check this out from Anne-Marie B. I just got baby chickens and played in my garden. It's wonderful therapy getting in the dirt.
Oh, absolutely.
It so is. You're so right.
Walk out barefoot. All these things. Sticking your hands in the dirt. It's awesome. Okay, and the fact that you noticed it. Because like when I was talking to Nadia about her win as far as looking out her window, explain the scene.
Just looking out my window. Trees. You know how it is when it rains. It's very light rain, and every so often lightning will flash off in the distance in the horizon, and it'll be white for a second, then it'll be like.
Yeah, we love
thunderstorms. The peepers, the little frogs making all their noises, and all the birds were kind of going a little bit crazy, but it was nice. It was very nice. Stillness, quiet.
She was actually sort of meditating.
I was meditating,
and she hates the M word.
Get out.
All right, and
check this out from CNT. You never know what kind of celebration you're going to get. Here's one from him on the topic of wins. Finally got all the gun parts sandblasted. He says, woohoo for me. For information, sandblasting sucks. I got through that.
It's everywhere. It's worse than being at the beach, for sure. But yeah, there's and baby chicks. I'm not going to lie. Every time Agway says chicks are in, I go in just to listen and go peep, 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 peep. Mm-hmm. Sean is lucky. Well, we tried getting chickens initially, but
we want to travel.
Well, we want to travel, but more importantly, all of our neighbors said all you're doing is getting food for the wildlife. So we didn't go with chickens. But yes, the
fox food,
fox, raccoons. Oh, the evil fisher cats that make sound like people are screaming in the woods. So
we have those.
Oh yeah. All right. So yeah. Anybody else got wins? That I've missed? Did we get to everybody? Tower off girl. What?
Well, that's being taken care of out there in the text chat, so we got that one out there. But
sorry.
Some fans.
I only saw the one. I didn't read up. So okay. Thank you very much for taking care of that, TJ. All right. Oh, you got to move a chick, right? Let's see. Went from 26 chickens to 3. Oh, I got to get more chicks. Yeah. So the question is, did you eat your chicks or did you wildlife eat your chicks to go from 26 to 3? You
should name them. Name them.
And Marie's like, my spouse keeps telling me not to name them.
Well, not name them. Why not?
They're little. Well, actually, depends on what you get, right? I think, do all chickens, baby chicks, start little and fluffy and yellow? I don't know.
I don't think they all start yellow.
See, that would be your cousin's question.
Not yellow.
She's got chicks and bunnies and goats and everything else. So, All right. So wins. Everybody got their wins in. G-Webs, we got the puppy. Vanessa Kitty got the storage thing moved. What else? Who else? G23. I know you said something. I have a poem. Ooh. That will be helpful. Since we are going to get to deal with, well, hopefully not. Actually, we're having our fingers crossed that it's actually a medical issue.
We hope that she just,
it's one of her medicines she's on. But anyway, so anyway, all right. I think that's everything. We talked about wins, hot tub. And luckily, as far as I'm concerned, DJ saving our bacon.
Thanks, DJ.
For not letting this crash and burn when I closed it on my phone. So yay for that. Lots of wins there. And for the puppy thing, I have to say, our little poodle, we're just happy. Yeah, well, he's a Bichon poodle. Sorry.
Bichon,
but if we leave him in the house, he will pee sometimes when he gets mad.
He's old. He's old. You can't blame him.
All right. Is there anything else? For this extended, we're going to bed now.
I'm asleep.
Yeah, she's really not here.
I'm a hologram.
Mr. DJ, is there anything else that you can think of?
I just want to wish everybody a wonderful rest of the weekend, a great week ahead. Be safe, have fun, take care of each other. Take the time to reach out, have fun, and rock.
Rock! All right. And an upcoming teaser, of course, is that I've got a girl who does breath work, and I'm going to get her on here to do some interview. And I'm going to try to go back to at least once a month, having someone else here besides my kids for an interview.
Not that we're bad.
No, everybody loves the kids. So you are welcome, CNT, and I'm so glad I didn't actually block you.
Yeah.
So yay for me sucking at technology across the board. All right. Peace out. See y'all.
We made a little fart with our hands.
We did make a little fart with our hands. I don't know if they would have picked out though.
Taller than you?
I know. I'm scooching. Yeah, she can't wait till she's taller. Don't worry. We can come on for wins for that one.
When I'm finally taller.
All right. Good night, everybody.
See
y'all next week.